All right, today we're going to break down the investment case for a real estate project called Eden 144. And we're going to do that by looking at their own pitch materials, following the story they're telling, from the massive economic forces shaping the city right down to the nitty-gritty details of the project itself. Let's get into it.
That's a question with a million different answers, right? But for this project, the whole conversation is framed around a few key ideas. We're going to explore what those are and see how Eden 144 tries to tick those boxes, starting with maybe the most famous rule of them all.
Ah, yes. Location, location, location. It's the oldest rule in the book for a reason. The value of any property is, at its heart, tied to the strength of what's around it. So, if we want to really understand the argument for Eden 144, we've got to start with the city it calls home.
Okay, so we're starting with the big picture, Bangalore. The whole idea here is that this isn't just any city. It's a powerhouse, a real economic engine. And that engine is the bedrock for this entire investment opportunity. So the first number they hit you with is a big one, an $83 billion GDP. And what that number does is it immediately positions Bangalore as one of India's fastest-growing modern cities. It's all about showing that sheer economic scale and momentum.
But of course, an economy isn't just about numbers. It's about people. And that's where this figure comes in, 1.4 million tech professionals. With over 2,000 IT companies in the city, its reputation as the IT capital of India is presented as a huge reason for its stability and, more importantly, its future growth.
So where is all that money and talent going? Well, according to this, Bangalore is #1 in the country for startup funding. It's the third largest hub for high-net-worth individuals, and it's a top 4 market for consumer goods. It really paints a picture of a city where there's a ton of wealth and a serious entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, so we've got the big picture on the city's booming economy. Now the pitch zooms in, getting much more specific, focusing on one particular area, Devanahalli. And it's being presented as the city's next major growth corridor, a real emerging hotspot for real estate. So why call it a growth corridor? Well, here's why. Just look at the sheer amount of planned investment pouring in here, from both the public and private sectors. We're talking huge infrastructure projects like a high-speed rail link to the airport, massive new tech campuses for giants like Infosys and Shell, and specialized economic zones, or SEZs, built to turbocharge industry. There's even a brand new university campus. The message is pretty clear, right? This is where the city is strategically pushing its future growth. And right at the heart of all this development, we find the project itself, Eden 144. It's a team effort between 2 developers, Thea Estate and One Wolf. So what's the big idea behind it? Let's take a look at the philosophy they say is guiding this whole thing. That's a very clear and pretty bold mission statement. It's all about sustainability and being socially responsible. But, the big question for any investor, or anyone just curious about the project, is how do you turn a mission statement like that into reality, into actual features on the ground?
And here's where we see that connection happen. That abstract mission gets broken down into very concrete engineering choices. For instance, rainwater isn't just something to get rid of, it's harvested. Green space isn't just an afterthought, it's an essential feature, with things like an eco-pond. And waste is handled with a modern underground treatment system.
Okay, so we've got the sustainable engineering side of things. But there's more to it. The project is also trying to create a very specific kind of lifestyle for the people who will live there. So let's check out the amenities and infrastructure they've designed to make that happen. What's really interesting here is the focus on a modern, secure, and, a really clean-looking environment. They're putting all the infrastructure, like electrical cables and fiber optics, completely underground. That means no clutter, just clean aesthetics. And that's all backed up by the practical stuff, like 24-hour security and a design that puts pedestrians first. It's all about convenience and peace of mind.
So you have all that great infrastructure, and then on top of that, you have these amenities that are all about building a community. Things like an amphitheater and a kids' play area. They're not just extras. They're explicitly there to bring people together and provide fun, recreational spaces right on the property.
Now, this is a really key detail about the investment model. Eden 144 isn't selling you a pre-built house. It's offering villa plots, basically the land itself. And the pitch makes a very specific case for why this is a smarter move for an investor. Let's break that down. So why would you want a plot of land instead of a finished house? Well, it really boils down to 2 big things: investment and freedom. On the investment side, the argument is pretty simple. Land is a scarce resource, so it tends to appreciate in value faster.
And on the personal side, it gives you total freedom to design and build your actual dream home from the ground up, creating a truly personal asset for the long haul.
Okay, so this is where it all comes together. The whole point is to take all these different pieces, the high-growth location, the sustainable design, the modern infrastructure, and this villa plot model, and combine them to deliver on one single promise: a community built for privacy, security, and tranquility.
Ultimately, this project is really presenting a vision that tries to blend a hard-nosed investment opportunity with a really forward-thinking, sustainable community design. And it leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? Can rapid, high-growth development and high-quality sustainable living actually go hand in hand? That's really the proposition being put on the table here.